Hi again! Today's tutorial will teach you how I like to paint skulls and then give you a potential use for that skull. It's day 10 of Pigeon Pie-tober, almost a third of the way through. Let's do this. Starting off, I have my eyebrows covered and a snazzy t-shirt from Nye Cream apparel that disappears halfway into this tutorial. What can I say? Can't keep my clothes on. First off, I outline my features with a light brown, any light paint or a pencil that you can wipe away easily if you make a mistake is good for this. Where these outlines go is actually super simple. All you gotta do is poke and push your face and feel for where the bones are and outline them. I like to go slightly wider for the eye sockets. And since your jaw is pretty far in your face, if you are chubby-cheeked like me, the edge of it should be roughly in line with the outer corner of your eye and eyebrow. To check the teeth placement, just check your own pearly, or in my case, yellow AF teeth to make them match. My front four painted teeth are the same as my own, but to give that perspective, I make the back four on either side smaller and narrower as they go towards the back of the skull. I have 14 upper and lower teeth, so I painted that many. Now optional, as skin-coloured skulls do look pretty sweet, but I fill around these outlines with a cream white paint. You can skip this, or use water-activated paints. Do what you want. And creams need setting, so I'm setting it with baby powder. Then I just fill in the teeth. I'm using Mehron Paradise paint in this off-white shade. Then I fill in the sockets, jaw, and nose with black Paradise paint. If you fluff up, you can wipe it away, add more white, and then keep going with black. I leave this sliver of my nose not painted, as if you look at real skulls, the nose isn't just a black cavity. Technically neither are the eye sockets, but this isn't photorealism here. And I'm not fully outlining the teeth just yet. Shading. It helps to look at a real skull and replicate the shadowed or darker areas you see. So just watch what I do, because I can't really describe it. I'm using a yellow-brown eyeshadow for all this shading, and I will deepen some areas with brown and black. And do you guys love my camera work? Who needs to be in frame anyway? I also add those jaw holes that the tendons go through, I think, and am outlining my jaw with black. I personally love cracks in skulls, so I am adding those too. Now with a tiny brush, I fill around the teeth and the cracks in the skull with black. And clean up and highlight those teeth with white. I fill my ears and roughly brush out the black from my jaw. I also fill a little black dot in those divots below my eye sockets and my teeth. And I also deepen under my cheekbones and the edge of my teeth with black to make it look more 3D. And that's it for the basic skull. Now to add the burn blast. If I were to do this again, I would either make half the skull bloody and fleshy at this angle that I'm painting now, or make the burn flatter, so paint the red more horizontal across my chest. That way it would look like the heat is kind of directed towards the skull, and that's why the skull is showing through, where the rest of the body is burnt and then fleshy and then melting skin. I then add gelatin all over where I put this red paint. My gelatin was getting old and was super sticky and not liquid when I melted it down, and it was just not playing nice. So if you can, use new gelatin and you won't have these struggles. Once the gelatin's set, I pull at it with a finger to make some holes. Then with even worse flesh colour gelatin, I attempt to lay some skin drips. Just used new gelatin, mine sucked and it wasn't liquidy even right out of the microwave. But I stuck with it as it was around 1 AM and I just wanted this over with. Just BTY, the gelatin does come out of clothing. You can rip most of it off, but honestly just soak it in hot water and the gelatin will start to melt and come off. Then I went over the flesh strips with powder, charred up the flesh with black paint and eyeshadow, and coloured the drips on my shirt with black so it looked like it was melting too. I also charred up my skull with black paint on a fan brush and some black eyeshadow. Then while my camera was busy transferring off videos and stuff because the SD card was full, I blackened more of the burned side and added a hint of a spine with white. Now I am trying in vain to add the red gelatin drips to my face. This didn't want to work with my shitty gelatin. Before you ask why I didn't use any other gelatin, my other gelatin was occupied being a mold. I ended up just ripping up the gelatin in nice fleshy strips and adhered them with lash glue. And that's it for this weird burnt look. Not quite how I planned, but hey, at least you learnt how to do a skull, or at least how I do them. Everyone's skull is different, and I don't mean that physiologically. Some people do super realistic skulls, some do epic stylized skulls, some extend the teeth all the way to the jaw, some do super simple skulls, some make a skull out of anything and it's epic. Basically, skulls are really cool and do what you want. Heck, you could try to combine all these styles and make a weird Frankenstein skull. Anyway, thanks for watching guys, and I will see you tomorrow for more Pigeon Pie-tober. Stay classy, peeps.